Just cleaned my bikes, and I have to say that my CBR 1000 RR is looking proper. Looking nice and clean, fresh, looking new. Look at them OEM Repsol rims looking proper. I have a guy that wants to come and take a look at the bike next week to buy it, but I think I'm going to cancel it, guys. I think I need to keep this bike, man, no matter what. I said I was going to keep it in the past, and then I said I was going to sell it, and I go back and forth, and I know you guys get irritated with me on that. Part of me wants to sell it, but my heart says no, man, because this bike has never given me any trouble whatsoever. Nothing but smiles and good times on this bike. I tell you guys, I actually like riding this bike as much as I do this Aprilia. And I believe the suspension on this Showa suspension is better on the street than this high and mighty full Olin suspension that's on this factory version of this bike, which may be awesome at the track, but the CBR is smoother on the street, baby. I'm sorry to say. I think I need to keep this bike. I think I need to keep my WR250R2. I need to do the Trans-American Trail on that bike one day. I can't do it anytime soon, but I need to keep this bike for that because I think this bike would be absolutely awesome on the Trans-American Trail, and I have it set up perfect for it. So I wanted to give you an update on my next motorcycle purchase, and I think I'm going to add a fifth bike. We need 5. A bike different. I can ride a different bike Monday through Friday, man. I wanted to tell you, my next choice, a motorcycle that's high up on my list now, and tell you why I'm not going to choose some of the other choices that I mentioned before. And I also want to tell you why a lot of Ducati owners are really pissed off here in Northeast Ohio.
Let's go for a ride. You are watching CycleCruza's all-in-one motorcycle channel. Subscribe today.
Continue to leave video suggestions, but you may find what you're looking for by visiting my website at CycleCruza.com and click on the menu tab My Videos. And those are a bunch of playlists with all of my videos categorized in them to make it easier for you to navigate through. First off, I wanted to give you my traffic attorney's name, which I forgot to mention in that video I did not too long ago where I told you how I beat my speeding ticket, which I'll include a link to that video in the description and comment section of this video, so go check that out. My attorney, which is absolutely awesome, I call him my Better Call Sal attorney, man. He performed a miracle for this last speeding ticket that I got. But I'm going to include a link to his website in the comment section. So go check that out if you want to get an excellent traffic attorney to help you beat a speeding ticket here in the greater Cleveland area. As far as local Ducati motorcycle owners that are really pissed off, it's because our local Ducati dealership closed down without giving notice. They permanently closed their shop. They didn't put any updates on their website. They didn't send any letters. When you call their phone, it doesn't even say they're permanently closed. And it's really unfortunate. And I'm really grateful that I sold my Ducati because I'd have been really pissed off, had I still had that Ducati and they closed down like that, because the next Ducati dealership is all the way in Columbus, which is like almost 4 hours away. But anyways, it is what it is. But I'll tell you guys, I was really close to buying a Kawasaki H2 a couple of days ago. I put in a bid and negotiated a price with the dealer. But he wasn't willing to come down like about $500 because I saw a mark that was on the left fairing of the bike, and I looked up part prices for that bike, which really turned me off the H2. And to replace a fuel tank on the H2, $2,000. The part prices on the H2 are ridiculous. So I got to thinking, if I get that bike, I'm gonna be worried all the time about getting a scratch, worried about the bike, one of my bikes falling on the bike or something and causing crazy amount of damage where I have to make an insurance claim. And I'm thinking, the H2 the main reason I was gonna get it for the channel is because I want to experience that 102 foot-pounds of torque that it has, and also, of course, the supercharger, to hear that whine up of the supercharger, and just share the experience on the channel. I'm sure it would bring a lot more eyeballs because it's such an amazing bike to look at, even though I think it looks ugly, but it's so ugly, it's badass. But I think I'm gonna pass on it. But I have a plan here, which I want to get your feedback on. I told you, I want to think about keeping the CBR and of course the WR, do the Trans-American Trail in the future on the WR. But I'm thinking if I had the fifth bike here, and I'm thinking of doing a cruiser, man, because that would complete, I had the X Diablo, I love that bike. I didn't think I can go to any other cruiser because that bike is just pretty much head and shoulders above any other cruisers as far as power and its weight, power to weight ratio and cool factor with that bike. But I'll tell you, there is a bike, a cruiser that is really popular. It came out a couple of years ago that everybody loves it and they say it's an amazing bike, is the Indian Scout Bobber. I've always admired that bike. I thought it looked absolutely awesome. I mean, I can get it for less than $10,000. I'm not gonna buy it new. I'll buy it, a low mile one, and put some pipes on there. The bike sounds absolutely amazing, with some short pipes on the bike, and looks fantastic. And so I want to get your feedback on that. As far as Yamaha R1 that I mentioned to you, a couple years back, I think it was back in like 2016, I went to the dealership and I sat on the newer R1, and I'll tell you guys, the ergonomics on that bike is, straight up track oriented. It's nothing like the CBR 1000 which this bike is really comfortable. It's a good road bike as far as comfort, even though some of you guys may not find this comfortable. But it's more comfortable than a lot of the super sports, especially like the new R1. And a lot of you guys mentioned that. You're like, CycleCruza is not a comfortable bike to ride out here on the streets. It's not really a good bike to ride out here on the streets. It's a straight up track bike. I got caught up in the whole euphoria with the updated looks on the new R1, and they upgraded some things on the bike. But honestly, what am I going to do any different than I do on the CBR 1000 WR? That bike is it's not all that much faster in the mid-range, bottom end to mid-range. So, and that's pretty much all I do. I'm a 0 to 100 guy. I'm not a top-end highway bandito dude. And of course, I got this Aprilia Tuono V4 1100 factory. It's absolutely amazing. As far as the KTM 1290 Super Duke R, it looks pretty much the same as the past models. I'm sure they've made some updates to it. They haven't released anything on that bike yet, just some spy shots. I'm sure they're probably going to raise the price, which is already ridiculously expensive. I think it was like 18 or something. They'll probably raise it to 19,000. And this bike, they say, is better than the KTM 1290. This wins the shootout every year. Last couple of years, it's won the shootout. I think I'm gonna erase the KTM off the list. As far as a Harley Davidson breakout, a lot of you guys commented that own the new 2018 bike. You said you've had problems with it. One guy said he sold it, has brake issues. I think he had some more motor problems or something with it. And that bike is really expensive, man. It's like used, they want like 18,000, 17, 18,000 for the 114, model. And for what you get with the bike, I don't think it's worth that type of money. If it was like the Indian Scouts price at like 12,000 or less or something, yeah, it makes sense. Then I would probably consider it. But Harley Davidsons, that's my main gripe with Harley Davidson, guys. I'm not a hater of them, even though I know I've joked and slandered them in the past with jokes, though. It's just joking. I have love for Harley Davidson. My family rides Harley Davidsons. My dad rode Harley Davidsons. So I have respect for them, but at the same token, it's too expensive, man. The bikes are, in my opinion, are at least $5,000 overpriced for what you get. So I've X'd the Harley Davidson off my list. So honestly, really, it's really the Indian Scout Bobber, unless you can convince me of another bike to get. But I am gonna get another bike, and like I said, I'm probably not gonna sell the CBR. I absolutely love this bike, man. But leave a comment below and let's talk about it. Tell me what bike you think I should get. I think adding a cruiser would be perfect to help bring in more of the cruiser community to my channel, as well, because I love cruising out there, man. I don't have to have the fastest bike. The X Diablo spoiled me because it was a really, fast bike down low and in the mid-range. But they say the Indian Scout Bobber is no slouch, and they say some people complain about the comfort, but a lot of people complained about the comfort on the X Diablo because that's like a Bobber 2 almost, with that rear suspension is kind of weak, but it doesn't bother me at all, so it's not a big deal to me because I don't do super long riding stints anyhow. I do no more than probably 3-4 hours riding session. But for those of you guys who want to get my gear, like my airbag vest, my neck brace, my leather pants, camo pants, gloves, all my stuff, I always include links in the description and comment section of my videos, or go to my website CycleCruza.com, click on the menu tab My Gear, and that's links to all my stuff. Hit thumbs up, check out my playlist for new riders and popular videos. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and check out my other channel, Bug Out Moto, where I customize a van for my motorcycle so I can live in my van with my motorcycle and travel across the country anywhere. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bug Out Moto.